somebody. I don't know exactly who, but you know, obviously Lawrence is at the top of the list. But you know, Michael has to be in the top five or six.
What was he? You were at the luncheon today, Harry?
Yeah.
What was he like at the luncheon today?
He was all ears. You know, Michael and I have been sort of talking over the last couple of years, and then when he made it, you know, I called him and congratulated him. And my wife probably has a closer relationship with him, texting him. And you know, he's been very humble about this whole situation. I think, you know, by not going in last year, I think he sees it from a different perspective. But I think when he was just sitting there listening to those guys in that room, he probably reverted back to being a kid. Because I think that one of the things that came out of some of the guys who talked, and everybody in that room is in awe of one another. You know, Ronnie Lott spoke, and if you're a defensive player, you hold Ronnie Lott as one of the great contemporary defensive players. But Joe Green, who normally doesn't say anything, Joe Green spoke, and you could hear a pin drop. And to hear words of wisdom from Joe Green for these guys. And I was looking at Michael. I mean, he was taking it all in. And, you know, it was about being a Hall of Famer. It was about welcoming them to this very exclusive club. And I think that, you know, you come in here, and I know Michael has a lot of notoriety because of television and so forth. But I think, and I told him, when he's here, he is no better than anybody. Everybody's on the same level, regardless of what your name is or what you did. And everybody's in awe of those guys in that room because they are the greatest players who've ever played in the National Football.
Did you speak?
I didn't speak. I spoke early when the commissioner met with players, and I spoke, but that was on an altogether different matter. But yeah, I think he was humble. It's going to be interesting to hear, you know, his speech, and even more interesting to know how he is going to respond to his speech. You know, whether he's going to get emotional because, you know, Chris Carter and myself, you know, we told him, you get up there and you think you've got it all together, and then all of a sudden it comes to you that you didn't do it by yourself, that there are many people who helped you to get to that level, to this point, and you know, it's just going to be interesting to hear what he has to say.
What kind of advice did you give him for that?
That has to be private. I have to keep that.
In general, looking back on your interaction, what advice would you give to the guys who are going in tomorrow?
You know, write your speech down because you have a tendency to wander and you have a tendency to leave certain people out that need to be acknowledged. And you know, I left a lot of people out because I just had this one thing I wanted to get off my chest, and then you know I went from there. But I'm pretty sure he'll do a great job.
Thank you.
You had mentioned that